Morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Otterson and
Kaylee.
Kaylee is our 5th grade assistant principal this week. And Kaylee, I'm so glad you're our assistant principal. Have you had a good week so far?
Yes.
Excellent. Boys and girls, we did not get to do our kindness assembly this past month because our door to our gym was broken. And because it was broken, we couldn't open it. And because we couldn't open it, we couldn't have the assembly. Well, now the gym door is again working. High five. We're so happy about that because now Mr. Iverson, Mr. Deal can teach Phi-Ed, and we can actually have our kindness assemblies again. So anyway, that's all fixed. But because we missed our kindness assembly, I wanted to make sure that I reminded you about what it was that we were focused on here this past month. And the word that we were focused on this past month was empathy. And I know many of your teachers have probably already talked to you about what empathy is, but we're here just to kind of remind you kind of what that should look like. So we're going to spend a little bit of time about that. Now don't forget, boys and girls, we've also talked about being kind, being respectful, using grit, taking ownership, embracing diversity, and now this month is about empathy. So Kaylee, can you think of a time, now I know you are new to our school, well, you actually came here in 4th grade, so you've been here a little over a year. Can you share a time where maybe someone showed empathy to you or you were empathetic to somebody else who may have been in the same shoes you were in?
Yeah, so in 2nd grade, I have a friend that was new, and we coincidentally came here at the same year. But she was like telling me how she was new and stuff and how it was kind of scary. And I knew, and I was showing empathy to her by telling her, I know how you feel, because when I came to my old school, I was really scared to going into kindergarten that year because I was new and I knew I was going to be there for a while. So I didn't know like where things were. So I was kind of showing her around, and yeah.
So good, so you're being friendly to her,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's good. So now what would be the difference between maybe sympathy? So, a new student starts at school. How would someone act it by giving them just sympathy as opposed to empathy?
Showing sympathy to a new kid would probably be just like, oh, cool, you're a new kid. What school did you come from? But then empathy would be like, I know how you feel. I came to this school new too.
Right.
In a
So
certain
you
grade.
basically you've experienced what they've experienced, and that's really, boys and girls, the difference between using empathy and sympathy. A lot of times when you're sympathetic, just means you just say, oh, you're new, hi, how are you, and you walk away. But if you're empathetic, you actually have a conversation, get to know them, and maybe find out that you have similarities, which actually puts yourself in their shoes, which really brings it to empathy. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you were empathetic to somebody else. Now, do you have any questions for me about how we can show this at school? Anything you've been thinking about?
I actually do have a question. How would we show empathy in the hallways?
Good question. So showing empathy in the hallways, boys and girls, would look like, again, being friendly, saying hi to each other when you're walking down the halls, or good morning. You just don't look to the floor and walk by them, but you actually recognize people and tell them good morning. You help each other out, and you just try to find the best in others. In other words, you don't judge, but you see somebody and say, hey, I want to get to know them. So that's what you would do in the hallways. Any other spots in our school that you're wondering about?
What about the playground?
Playground. That's another good place that you could show empathy. Sometimes kids are sitting on the buddy bench, and if someone's sitting on the buddy bench, what should we do?
We should ask them to play.
Exactly. That's showing empathy. As opposed to ignoring someone that's sitting on the buddy bench, we should actually ask them to play. Good. Anything else?
I know we had trouble in the bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom. The bathroom is always difficult. And again, boys and girls, you want to be respectful in our bathroom. You want to treat our bathroom like you would treat it at home. So in other words, make sure you go in there, you do your job, and you leave it like you found it. So you don't want to go in there and make a mess. You don't want to go in there and goof around. That's also being empathetic into our bathroom. Great questions. Do you have any more?
One more.
Oh boy, one more question.
What about the bus?
Oh, the bus. Again, the bus is a great place to show empathy. Again, invite people to sit by you in your seat. So when you're getting on the bus, I know 5th graders think they get the back of the bus. Not always true, but even when you get on the bus, you could invite somebody you don't know to sit next to you and get to know them. That's being empathetic. And obviously listen to your driver, being respectful, responsible, all those things. Well, great job. We want to end it though. Remember how we end with, I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to read, 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 and take time to be kind. And please take care of each other today by doing something special for someone. We hope you have a great day. Adios. Bye.
Empathy by Haley O'Connor.
Sometimes my friend gets hurt or they have a rough day. They might be really sad because no one wants to play.
Maybe something happened and they don't want to talk about it.
Or maybe they are angry and they want to scream and shout.
No matter what is going on, I know what I should do. I'll put myself in their shoes and show empathy too.
When we show empathy, we try to understand.
Appreciate our differences and give a helping hand.
I can show empathy in the hallways.
I can do this by being patient and friendly.
I say hello when I see someone.
I can show empathy in the cafeteria. I invite others to sit by me. I appreciate the different foods people eat.
I can show empathy at an assembly.
I listen and watch and only talk at appropriate times so people can hear.
I can show empathy on the playground.
I encourage others to play with me.
I speak positively and use nice words.
I can show empathy on the bus. I do this by sharing my seat and inviting others to sit by me. I use positive words. I can show empathy in the bathroom.
I can respect the privacy of others.
I can show empathy everywhere.
I do this when I respect and celebrate differences. I'm kind and open-minded. I learn about other cultures, interests, and talents.